So what's the best photo for you to use for your online outlets, social media, your business website? What's the best photo for you? As a media consultant, I'm often asked by my clients to help them select the best photo for them to put on their website, their brochures, all of their online outlets, presence, Facebook. What is the best photo to use? Now, this is a complicated question because these days with all sorts of software technology, you can retouch anyone to look almost like anything. And with the right lighting, with the right special effects, you can make anyone look stunningly beautiful or handsome. But do you really want to do that? I have a rule I like to follow. It's called, when it comes to photos, it's called the 2-year 10% rule. And that is specifically, don't use any photo of yourself that's more than 2 years old or that makes you look more than 10% better than you are. I'll explain that in a moment. Let's go back in time in history before Facebook and social media. Just in the traditional world of media, TV, there was a congressman by the name of Dick Ottinger who ran for the Senate in 1970 here in New York. And his ads got tremendous coverage play for making him seem dynamic, charismatic, forceful, really getting a huge response from crowds. Quite dynamic. Here's the problem. Dick Ottinger in real life was considered mild-mannered, calm, low-key, low energy. So here's what happened. Voters would see him on all these TV ads and have this image of him way up here. And then every time he campaigned and met people face-to-face, it was like, it was disappointing. He failed to meet expectations. So there's something known as the Ottinger effect in politics, and it can apply in business and even in personal life. And that is this: you don't want the image you project in the media, whether it's pictures, TV commercials, video, to be dramatically better than how you actually come across in real life. I think that is a great principle and one people should be careful of, because it's all about meeting expectations. If I call you up and say, 2 weeks from now I want to take you to your favorite 5-star restaurant, get your favorite bottle of wine, we're going to live it up, and I'm going to pay for everything. And then when the 2 weeks rolls around, I take you to Chipotle, you're probably going to be disappointed. However, if I call you up at 11:45 today and say, hey, if you're not busy for lunch, let me take you to Chipotle, my treat, you're probably going to be pleased with that, happy with that. It's all about expectations. And the problem many people have is they have a photo on their website, their social media, their speaker bureau package that looks like one thing. And then people see you in real life and it's like, this person hasn't aged well at all. Wow, those photos are really old. What are they hiding? That's deceptive. What else are they being deceptive about? You want to be careful about not seeming deceptive. Now let me say up front, I sometimes violate this, not because I'm trying to trick people, but just because there's so many pictures in so many different places. I'm sure I have some LinkedIn account somewhere where there's a photo where I don't have all gray hair. I apologize for that. But in general, I try to use photos that are 2 years old or less, and that don't make me look much better than I am. Why is that? Is it because I don't have any vanity? No. It's because when I meet people face to face, when they see me walk in the room to give a speech or a training, I don't want them going, oh my God, he hasn't aged well. So if they see a picture of me, and I already have gray hair, and I already have wrinkles and jowls, then there's no disconnect when they meet me in real life. So that's my recommendation to you. Now, the 1 to 10 scale. This is uncomfortable. Again, I don't mean to dredge up sexist, superficial stereotyping, but human beings do judge people based on their appearance. So if you're a man or a woman, I want you to look at a photo of yourself, and then I want you to look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, if you judge yourself a 4, don't use a picture that makes you look like a 9. If you judge yourself to be a 6 and the photo makes you look like a 7, that's fine. That's why I say 10%. On a 1 to 10 scale, if you're a 9, it makes you look like a 10, or a 3 and it makes you look like a 4, that's great, that's fine. That is not going to create a huge disparity when people meet you of thinking, oh wow, they don't look anything like their picture. Or, wow, they're trying to fool us. That's what you don't want. And this applies to not just business, not just if you're a professional speaker, but in personal lives. Now, I have single friends who are still active on online dating sites, and they tell me constantly when I ask, how did that date go? That new person you were excited about, one of the most common responses is, wow, their photos were really old, or wow, they're so much fatter than they were in their pictures, or wow, if only I'd seen more photos of them, how they actually are. So my question is, what good does it do to have a great looking photo, start an email exchange, meet someone in real life if their first reaction is going to be profound disappointment? Why would you want to create an environment where disappointment is the first reaction someone has when they meet you? You're not really helping yourself. My recommendation, take pictures that are accurate. Again, give yourself a 10% edge. I mean, right now, for example, I do have some powder on. I have a little makeup on to reduce the shine to make myself look a little bit better, but not much. And that's also why I am a fan of video that isn't really edited. So you might not like anything about how I look now, but here's one thing I'm fairly confident of. If you meet me later today or next week and you see me, there's not going to be a huge disconnect. You're not going to think I look different on video than I do in real life. It really is the same thing. And that's what I think you should be going for with all of your online visual communication, your pictures, your videos. Give people a sense of how you are. And sure, everyone likes to look their best, but make it only 10% better. That's my recommendation. You don't want to fall victim to the Ottinger effect. I'm TJ Walker.